What's up, my creepy friends? I've got 10 underrated and awesome horror movies on Netflix that you can watch right now.
Why do you look scared? Don't be scared. It'll all be over soon.
Now, technically, my first entry here are two separate movies, but they're in the same universe, and that's Creep 1 and 2. In Creep 1, we follow a videographer named Aaron, who's hired by a strange man named Joseph to document his life for a day. At first, Joseph seems pretty quirky but harmless. He's played by Mark Duplass, and his performance in both movies is phenomenal, even though that he wears a wolf mask at some point and tells him that he has terminal brain cancer. There's definitely something off about this person. As the day goes on, though, things get incredibly creepy, and Aaron begins to realize that Joseph is not who he seems, and with its suspenseful atmosphere and a lot of unexpected twists, Creep 1 will make you second guess every Craigslist ad interaction that you respond to. It definitely made me feel that way.
What am I doing trying to make the films that I used to make? What if I make
A documentary. And this is where you come in.
And if you loved Creep 1, Creep 2 is a great extension of the first one. This time around, we follow a character named Sarah, and she's a video artist who specializes in documenting strange people. Perfect match, right? She responds to an ad from a man named Aaron, who claims to be a serial killer and wants her to film his final masterpiece. As you can imagine, things get pretty intense very quickly, and Creep 1 and 2 are both masterclasses in tension building, and the performances are great. Even the low budget adds to its atmosphere. This is one of the most unsettling endings, too, of both movies that you'll ever see.
What's happening? Oh my God. What's happening? I don't know. Oh my God.
One of the things that I usually run into when I'm clicking through Netflix horror movies is wondering if it's even gonna be good. And this one is pretty damn good, and it's called The Perfection. The Perfection is a psychological thriller that takes you on a wild ride from start to finish. The film follows a character named Charlotte, a former cello prodigy who left her career to take care of her sick mother. After her mother's death, though, she seeks out her former mentor, Anton, and meets her new star pupil, Lizzie. The two women quickly form a bond, but as their relationship deepens, some dark things come to the surface and some twisted agendas start to unravel, and we get The Perfection's plot.
Well, you know what happens now.
This movie is a beautifully crafted film, too, that manages to subvert expectations around every part of the movie. The cinematography is stunning, the score is haunting, it's awesome, and the performances by Allison Williams and Logan Browning are really, really good. The film also tackles some heavy themes, including trauma, sexual abuse, and the cutthroat world of classical music that I apparently didn't know about. Without giving too much away, though, The Perfection is a film that will definitely leave you satisfied and surprised throughout the runtime. It is definitely a roller coaster of a movie. If you're looking for a thrilling and thought-provoking ride, The Perfection is absolutely worth checking out. This is a surprisingly good horror film that had a rough start, so stick with it. That's called Til Death. This movie follows two characters, Emma and Mark, a couple that's celebrating their anniversary by spending a weekend at a remote lake house. Sounds good, right? But things take a dark turn when Mark handcuffs Emma to the bed as part of a twisted revenge plot, and Emma must now fight for survival as she tries to escape the house from her deranged husband. If you're a fan of suspenseful, thriller-like horror films, Til Death, it will definitely not disappoint.
She's still in the house.
This movie's full of some pretty intense moments and some unexpected plot points that help a ton with setting the movie apart from other movies that are similar to this one. For example, Gerald's Game, which if you haven't seen that, definitely check that out. The performances by Megan Fox and Ewan Mackin are excellent, and their chemistry as a couple makes the film more believable too. Til Death knows how to balance that tension really well with humor in the right way. It's definitely a thrilling ride that manages not to take itself completely too seriously. This movie is a great thriller horror movie if you like movies in that genre. You're going to be rooting for the main character throughout the whole time, and it's also a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously but delivers some pretty awesome scares throughout.
Ladies and gentlemen,
as you can see, we have control of the plane.
Now this one's kind of a hidden gem that I stumbled upon recently and I haven't seen on too many lists, and that's Blood Red Sky. This is an action-packed horror thriller that takes the concept of a hijacked plane to a whole new level. The film follows Naja, a mother with a mysterious illness who boards a plane with her son to seek medical treatment in the United States. However, things go quickly awry when a group of terrorists hijack the plane, and Naja is forced to reveal her true nature as a vampire to protect her son and the happy fellow passengers. If you're a fan of over-the-top suspense, adrenaline-fueled action and gore, Blood Red Sky is definitely for you. This film features some awesome fight scenes, a lot of intense moments on a plane too, and the vampire element of the movie is a unique twist that I haven't really seen done in the hijacking trope. The performances by Perry Baumeister and Carl Anton Koch are outstanding here too, and the chemistry between Nadja and her son add a lot of emotional depth to the film. The movie knows how to balance the seriousness of the situation with some hilarious one-liners and some unexpected moments of levity. From the terrorists' over-the-top antics to Nadja's no-nonsense attitude, Blood Red Sky is definitely awesome. Check it out.
The stars are insane out here.
I should have brought the telescope.
What do you need a telescope in the city for? Unless you're like a peeping Tom or something.
Now, another thriller suspense horror movie on this list that I really enjoyed was The Rental. This is another movie that has me second guessing going on vacation. The film follows two couples, Charlie and Michelle, and then Josh and Mina, who rent a luxurious house for the weekend, but as the night wears on, tensions rise and some dark secrets are revealed, leading to a deadly game of predator-prey. If you're a fan of slow burn horror and plot twists, I think The Rental is definitely for you. The film sets up a great eerie atmosphere from the get-go, and the tension only builds as the night progresses.
This will be over soon, I promise.
This will never be over.
The performances by Dan Stevens, Alison Brie, she's great in this movie. Jeremy Allen White and Sheila Vand are exceptional. And the chemistry between the two couples too adds an extra layer of complexity in the story that keeps everything moving at a great pace. What really sets The Rental apart is its commentary on the dangers of surveillance technology. This is a movie that knows how to balance great tension and character development with awesome social commentary. I really enjoyed this flick. Just make sure you check for security cameras before you book your next rental. All right, I'm one of the first people that will say we don't need more zombie movies, but this one was really awesome, and that was #Alive. The film follows Oh Jun-woo, a young man who trapped himself in his apartment during a zombie outbreak in South Korea. With no way to escape, Jun-woo must use his wits and limited resources to survive and outsmart the undead around his apartment complex. If you're a fan of the fast-paced movie genre with plenty of action, #Alive is awesome for that. The film wastes no time in establishing the stakes and introducing the zombie threat. And it's packed with plenty of thrilling sequences that kept me pumped up throughout. The performances by Yoo In and Park Shin-hye are excellent, and their chemistry adds an extra layer of depth to the story. What really sets #Alive apart, though, from other zombie horror films of the modern era is its own personal take on social media and isolation. As Jun-woo's situation becomes more dire, he turns to social media for connection and information, like we all probably would in this situation. The film cleverly explores the ways in which social media can both help us and hinder us during times of crisis. Just an awesome movie, lots of gore, lots of zombies. Check it out.
So this is,
The Pit. Bingo.
Let's go sci-fi for a moment. Dystopian kind of feel. Easily one of my favorite movies on this list, and that is The Platform. It has a fantastic premise and an awesome execution. The Platform is a twisted and thought-provoking horror movie that will leave you with plenty to think about after the credits roll. The film takes place in a dystopian future where prisoners are held in a vertical tower and must survive from eating from a platform that moves down each level of the vertical tower. The catch, though, is that there's not enough food for everybody, and those at the bottom levels are forced to resort to desperate measures to survive.
Was that a person?
Obviously, it was a person.
If you're a fan of horror movies with a deeper meaning, The Platform is essential watching for you. The film expertly explores themes of classism, inequality, and human nature, but it's also packed with plenty of gruesome and disturbing scenes that will stick with you long after the movie's over. What really sets The Platform apart, in my opinion, is its unique and creative setting. I haven't seen a horror movie like this in a while. The vertical tower is fascinating, it's a terrifying concept, and the film does an excellent job of exploring its various levels and different characters that inhabit them. It's a world that feels both claustrophobic and expansive, and it adds an extra layer of tension and suspense that I just haven't seen done well since.
I dream of a world in which each waking day we rise equal.
for those who like the fantasy horror kind of genre, this one is really awesome, and that is Apostle. Keep your holy water handy, folks, because I loved this flick. Apostle is a thrilling and haunting horror movie that I really enjoyed from start to finish. The film follows Thomas Richardson, a man who travels to a remote island to rescue his sister from a dangerous cult. But as he delves deeper into the mysteries of said cult, Thomas realizes that there's much more at stake than his sister's safety. If you're a fan of slow burn horror movies with plenty of atmosphere and tension,
he shall be cleansed according to the edict of this land.
Apostle is a must-watch, man. The film takes its time to establish the setting and characters, sure, but it's packed with plenty of eerie and unsettling moments. What sets Apostle apart, though, is its unique blend of horror and fantasy elements. The film weaves together themes of like religion, mythology, and the supernatural, and it creates a world that feels both familiar and otherworldly. It's a movie that knows how to balance various genres and themes and leave you plenty to think about long after the end of the movie. If you're in the mood for a haunting and immersive movie experience, Apostle is an excellent choice.
I think you're ending things.
Hello? We're here.
Now, this one's definitely the most cerebral on this list, and it's not for everybody. I'm thinking of Ending Things as a mind-bending and unsettling film that will leave you questioning everything that you thought you knew throughout this movie. The film follows a young woman who goes on a road trip with her boyfriend to visit his parents' remote farm, but as the trip progresses, she begins to question her relationship and her own sense of reality. If you're a fan of psychological thrillers that keep you guessing up until the very end, I'm thinking of Ending Things as awesome for that. The film expertly blurs that line between reality and fantasy, and it's packed with plenty of creepy and surreal moments that will leave you just unsettled.
So glad Jake has found someone.
The performances by Jessie Buckley, she's awesome in this. Jesse Plemons and Toni Collette are all excellent. It's just a great cast. The film takes a lot of risks and defies expectations at every turn, and it's sure to leave a lasting impression on viewers, whether you like it or not. It's a movie that demands your full attention, though, and it rewards careful observation throughout. You don't want to be on your phone for this movie. It's also sure to spark plenty of discussion and debate, so watch it with your partner or a couple of friends. It's definitely a challenging and thought-provoking film that's perfect for fans of unconventional storytelling and psychological horror. If you're in the mood for something that's mind-bending and unsettling, I'm thinking of Ending Things is an excellent choice.
You're in my house!
For those slasher fans in the audience, this one's really great, and that's There's Someone Inside Your House. This is a thrilling and suspenseful horror movie for, like I said, the slasher fans out there. So if you just saw Scream 6, this is a great film to check out. The film follows a group of high school students who become the target of a masked killer who is intent on revealing their darkest secrets to the world. If you're a fan of classic slasher films with plenty of jump scares and gore, There's Something Inside Your House is really good for that. The film pays homage to great horror movies of the 80s and 90s, and it's packed with plenty of good, unexpected, and entertaining moments.
Shit, there's someone wearing Rodrigo's face!
The performances by the young cast are awesome here, and they add a sense of authenticity too and relatability to the story that I don't see a lot of other slasher films doing right now. But what really sets this movie apart is its fresh and modern take on the slasher genre. The film tackles important issues such as social media, bullying, and identity, and adds an extra layer of depth and relevance to the story that I won't spoil here. It's a movie that knows how to balance its horror elements with its thematic content. If you're looking for a well-done modern slasher flick, this one is definitely worth a spin. What are some underrated Netflix horror films that you really dug? There's probably a few that I missed. Drop them down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I will scare you guys next time.